Hello, friends. Today you wake in the stillness of a sacred morning, where the light spills softly through ancient temple columns, warming the smooth stone beneath your feet. The air is thick with the gentle fragrance of lotus blossoms and the curling tendrils of incense smoke, weaving a delicate veil of calm that wraps around your senses like a protective shroud. Here, time seems to pause. The weight of countless generations presses softly upon the walls, inscribed with hieroglyphs and symbols that whisper forgotten stories. You stand within this temple courtyard, surrounded by towering pillars whose surfaces bear the marks of centuries, their intricate carvings telling tales of gods and kings whose deeds shaped the fabric of life and death. Above you, the sky stretches wide, a deep lapis blue dotted with golden stars that shimmer faintly, echoing the eternal dance of celestial bodies that have guided the rhythms of the Nile for millennia. Somewhere distant, the soft murmur of water from a sacred fountain blends with the whisper of wind through reed mats, creating a serene symphony that invites your soul to quiet reflection. In this moment, the silence is not emptiness, but a profound presence, the sacred breath of the divine awaiting its moment to stir. The story you are about to enter is one of transformation, betrayal, and resurrection. It is the tale of Osiris, the god-king who once ruled with benevolence and whose death shattered the cosmos, scattering his sacred form across the land. But this is also a story of hope of gathering, healing, and rebirth. As you take a slow breath, you sense the watchful eyes of Osiris, his visage carved in stone, adorned with the white crown of Upper Egypt, draped in regal linen, dyed in hues of ochre and lapis, his hands gently holding the crook and flail that symbolize his eternal kingship. Though silent, his presence resonates deeply within the temple's heart, a steady beacon guiding you through the coming journey. This is no ordinary awakening. It is a call to step beyond the veil of ordinary time and to walk the sacred path between life and death, darkness and light. Even gods need a little quiet sometimes, you think with a gentle smile, as the first rays of the sun kiss the temple's ancient stones, promising renewal and illumination. Now, lie back, take a slow, steady breath, and let this story unfold around you like the opening petals of a lotus bloom, revealing mysteries held in the eternal silence of Egypt's sacred embrace. Your feet press lightly on the cool stone floor, worn smooth by the passage of countless feet before you. Each step echoes softly through the chamber, a rhythmic chant in harmony with the distant lapping of the Nile's waters. The walls, painted in vibrant ochres, reds, and blues, tell stories of creation and destruction, of gods who wield power over life and death, and of mortals caught in their cosmic dance. Hieroglyphs curl gracefully like vines, their meanings layered in mystery, inviting you to decipher their silent messages. You pause before a great statue of Osiris, whose eyes, though carved from cold stone, seem to hold a flicker of life. The falcon-headed Horus stands beside him, protector of the living and avenger of the fallen, while Isis, with her throne-shaped crown and serene gaze, watches patiently, weaving magic and love to mend what has been broken. The trio stands in solemn vigil, guardians of the cycle that governs all existence. The air shimmers with unseen energy as the temple's sacred silence hums softly in your ears. The scent of myrrh and frankincense rises from bronze censers, swirling around the statues like ethereal ribbons. Your heart beats in time with this rhythm, steady and calm, grounding you in the present even as your mind drifts toward the ancient mysteries that surround you. You feel the weight of countless souls who have walked this path before, their hopes and fears woven into the very stones beneath your feet. The temple is a vessel of memory and magic, a place where the veil between worlds grows thin and the impossible becomes possible. Here, the boundaries of life and death blur, and you are invited to witness the sacred dance of Osiris's dismemberment and restoration, the eternal promise that from destruction comes rebirth. As your fingers brush lightly over the cool stone of the altar, you feel a surge of reverence and awe. The crook and flail rest beside a lotus bowl filled with clear water, symbols of kingship and fertility waiting to be grasped once more. In this moment, you are both observer and participant, a thread in the vast tapestry of cosmic renewal. The soft glow of oil lamps flickers across the chamber, casting dancing shadows that breathe life into the hieroglyphs and statues. A gentle breeze stirs the edges of your linen robes, carrying with it the distant song of priests chanting hymns to the gods. The world feels suspended between breath and silence, a sacred pause pregnant with possibility. Even as the dawn deepens, painting the temple walls with golden light, you remain still, rooted in this timeless space where the ancient story unfolds. The promise of transformation, of life beyond death, pulses quietly beneath the surface, inviting you to step fully into the mystery. Your mind drifts to the heart of Osiris, the sacred organ that holds the essence of life and truth. You imagine the journey ahead, the gathering of his scattered pieces, the weaving of spells by Isis's loving hands, the passage through shadowed realms where the soul must face trials and emerge renewed. This is the story not just of a god, but of every life bound by the eternal cycle of change. As you settle deeper into the silence, a soft smile graces your lips. This is a story of hope, of resilience, and of the sacred dance that connects all things. So now, breathe slowly, let your body relax, and allow yourself to be carried gently into the unfolding journey, the story of Osiris and the timeless heart you hold within. You move through the temple's shadowed corridors, where the echoes of distant prayers drift like incense smoke through the thick air. The walls pulse with stories, carved deep into smooth sandstone tales of kings who held the balance of life and death in their hands, gods who shaped the fate of the world through acts both gentle and fierce. The flickering torchlight casts shifting patterns on the hieroglyphs, and each symbol seems to whisper a secret meant only for your ears. Ahead, the grand hall opens wide, revealing the towering statue of Osiris in full regalia. His form is both majestic and serene, half man, half divine king, crowned with the white etched of Upper Egypt, his robes a brilliant tapestry woven from the richest linen dyed in lapis, blue, and ochre. In one hand, he grips the crook, symbolizing kingship and protection. In the other, the flail, the emblem of fertility and justice. His gaze, carved with infinite patience, meets yours across the space, a silent invitation into the mysteries that bind life to death and death to rebirth. Nearby, the goddess Isis stands tall, her throne-shaped crown a beacon of enduring love and unwavering devotion. Her eyes hold the softness of moss-covered stone, deep with the knowledge of ages, cradling the memories of countless hearts she has held through sorrow and joy. Her arms are open, ready to weave the sacred magic necessary to heal what has been broken. A soft smile brushes her lips, but it is the quiet strength beneath her calm exterior that captures your attention, the fierce protector in a world rife with chaos. To their side, Anubis stands as eternal guardian, a figure cloaked in black and mystery, his sleek jackal head alert and wise, amber eyes glowing faintly in the temple's dim light. His posture is relaxed, yet every muscle speaks of vigilance, a watchful presence guarding the threshold between worlds. The leather straps across his chest catch the flickering flames of oil lamps, revealing intricate patterns that tell stories of journeys through shadowed halls where souls must pass before finding peace. As you breathe in the heavy air, thick with the mingling scents of myrrh, frankincense, and sacred oils, the temple seems to come alive with a silent energy. The ancient gods do not speak, yet you feel their voices in the pulse of the stones beneath your feet and the rhythm of your own heartbeat. Their watchfulness is not judgmental, but tender an acknowledgement of your place within the vast tapestry of existence. You walk slowly now, letting your footsteps echo gently in the stillness, each movement a prayer, each breath a communion with the eternal. The air is cool against your skin, carrying the faint sound of water trickling from a distant fountain, reminding you of the life-giving Nile that nourishes both land and soul. Light streams softly through narrow windows, casting golden patterns that dance across the hieroglyph-covered walls, illuminating scenes of resurrection and cosmic balance in this sacred space. Time loses its usual grip. Moments stretch, fold, and fold again, weaving past and future into a single shimmering thread. You are no longer just a traveler through stone and shadow, you are part of the unfolding story, a bearer of the timeless promise that death is not an end, but a transformation. Your gaze returns to Osiris's heart, a symbol of eternal truth and the seat of the soul's deepest wisdom. You sense the sacred weight it carries, the responsibility of holding that truth amidst chaos and change in your hands. This heart is not just an object, but a living force, a compass guiding you through darkness and light, loss and renewal. Even as the temple breathes around you, you feel the tender strength of the gods woven into every stone, every shadow, every ray of light. The silence is sacred, filled with the quiet power of stories waiting to be told, of lives waiting to be reborn. You find yourself standing on the edge of a profound and shattering moment, a turning point that ripples through the fabric of the cosmos itself. The air around you grows thick with tension, as the ancient story of Osiris unfolds in vivid detail, one of betrayal, loss, and the sacred promise of rebirth. The temple's heavy stones seem to hold their breath, their silence charged with the weight of what is to come. Osiris, once the benevolent ruler of Egypt, a god of life, death, and resurrection, is soon to face his darkest hour. His brother, Set, embodiment of chaos and desert storms, stands as a formidable force of destruction. Set's presence is wild and fierce, crowned with the head of a snarling black animal, his eyes burning with relentless fury that threatens to unravel the order Osiris has maintained. In contrast, Osiris appears majestic and calm, draped in fine linen robes dyed with the richest ochre and lapis blue, his white headjet crown gleaming softly in the dim light. In his hands rest the crook and flail symbols of his divine kingship and the fertile promise of the Nile. The air vibrates with unspoken power as the two forces, order and chaos, prepare to collide. The moment comes suddenly, brutal in its swiftness. Set strikes, tearing Osiris apart limb by sacred limb, casting the fragments of his divine body across the lands of Egypt. The earth itself seems to shudder beneath the weight of this violence, the cosmic balance threatened with collapse. You feel the immense sorrow and gravity of this act pressing upon your chest, as if the world itself mourns. Yet within this devastation lies the seed of hope. Isis, the devoted sister and wife, emerges as a beacon in the darkness. Her eyes burn with fierce determination beneath the throne-shaped crown she wears, embodying the strength of love that refuses to surrender. She moves with grace and unwavering purpose, seeking each fragment of Osiris's scattered form, her hands weaving sacred magic and whispered prayers that ripple through the temple's ancient stones. Isis's journey is not just a physical quest, but a sacred ritual of restoration. As you follow her steps, the air shimmers with unseen energy, and the walls pulse with the light of renewal. Every piece found is bound with linen and consecrated anew, a testament to the power of devotion to transcend death itself. You feel yourself drawn into this sacred story, carried by the rhythms of loss and recovery that mirror the cycles of the sun and the seasons. The gods, no longer distant myths, become living forces entwined with your spirit. Their silent watch, a gentle assurance that life and hope endure beyond destruction. As the temple breathes softly around you, the story unfolds like the petals of a lotus, revealing layer upon layer of meaning, the promise of resurrection, the eternal heartbeat of Osiris, pulses gently in your own chest. Isis's determination leads you through dimly lit chambers and shadowed groves, where every corner seems touched by the sacred and the mysterious. The scent of myrrh and frankincense thickens the air, weaving a fragrant tapestry that wraps around your senses, grounding you in the moment while lifting your spirit toward the divine. Her hands, steady and gentle, gather each fragment with a reverence born from ancient wisdom. The linen she uses to bind these pieces shimmers faintly in the flickering light, an emblem of both mortal care and divine magic. You follow Isis as she navigates the labyrinth of the underworld, a realm as treacherous as it is profound. The stones beneath your feet pulse softly, with echoes of lost souls and whispered prayers. Each step a sacred beat in the timeless dance of death and rebirth. The walls here are bare, yet every shadow seems alive with stories, silent witnesses to the passage of countless spirits journeying toward transformation. Her devotion radiates through the darkness, a beacon of hope that seems to awaken the very stones. As she moves, the sacred fragments pulse with life once more, their edges glowing softly with an ethereal light. You feel the profound weight of this restoration, not simply physical, but cosmic in scope. This is the ritual of the universe itself, the delicate balance of destruction and creation that sustains all existence. The journey tests you as much as it does Isis. Your heart pounds with each step, the gravity of the quest settling deep in your bones. The silence around you is heavy, filled with the weight of unspoken prayers and the soft murmur of divine presence. This is no ordinary path. It is a sacred pilgrimage through the realms of spirit and matter, where the fate of gods and mortals intertwines. You sense the gaze of Anubis nearby, the jackal-headed guardian whose watchful eyes gleam with a quiet intensity. His presence is both protective and solemn, a reminder of the thin veil separating life from death, and the eternal duty to guide souls safely through the shadows. The flicker of an oil lamp catches on the intricate leather straps of his chest harness, revealing symbols of protection and judgment. As the temple's shadows lengthen, the ritual unfolds with solemn grace. Isis's voice rises in silent prayer, her lips moving with words you cannot hear, but deeply feel. The air shimmers with unseen energy as the fragments are brought together, woven into a tapestry of light and life. The power of love, of remembrance, and of sacred duty fills the chamber, lifting the veil between worlds. You stand witness to this profound act of restoration, feeling the pulse of life rekindled within the scattered pieces. The temple's silence is now alive with promise, the sacred heartbeat of Osiris beating once again in the cosmic rhythm. This is the turning point, the moment when death yields to rebirth. Darkness gives way to light. As Isis completes her sacred task, the temple seems to breathe with renewed life, the heavy silence giving way to a gentle hum of cosmic harmony. The gathered fragments, once scattered and broken, now pulse softly with the sacred energy of Osiris's return. His form, though still fragile, glows faintly beneath the linen wrappings, a testament to the enduring power of love and ritual. You feel the sacred heart, the essence of Osiris himself, beating steadily in your hands. It is not just a symbol, but a living force, a compass pointing toward truth, justice, and the eternal cycle of life and death. This heart holds the wisdom of the ages, the memory of creation's first breath, and the promise of renewal that sustains all living things. The air around you vibrates with a quiet reverence as Isis's magic weaves through the chamber, binding spirit and matter, past and future, into a seamless whole. The temple walls glow softly, hieroglyphs shimmering like stars against a deep blue sky. Every carved symbol tells a story of cosmic order, divine judgment, and the sacred balance maintained by Osiris's hand. You close your eyes briefly, feeling the pulse of this sacred moment resonate through your own being. The journey of death and rebirth is not distant mythology, but an intimate dance that echoes within you, binding your soul to the eternal rhythm of the universe. The silence is now filled with hope, a quiet assurance that even when shattered, life finds a way to mend and grow stronger. As the light in the chamber deepens, you understand that this story is yours as much as it is Osiris's. You are the last soul holding the heart, the keeper of the promise that death is but a doorway, and from the depths of loss springs the blossoming of new life. With this understanding, a peaceful calm washes over you as the sacred cycle turns and the eternal story continues, whispered through the winds and stars, carried in the quiet pulse of your own heart. The sun rises slowly over the horizon, its golden rays spilling across the fertile lands of Egypt, casting a warm glow over the sprawling fields and winding Nile. You find yourself moving across this ancient landscape where the earth itself holds memories older than any living soul. This is the land where Osiris's story was written in flesh and stone, a sacred canvas painted with light, shadow, and divine purpose. Your feet press into the soft soil, the scent of lotus and papyrus carried on the gentle morning breeze. Here, amidst the marshes and reeds, lie the scattered fragments of Osiris's shattered body, each piece a sacred relic. Imbued with the power of life and death, you become the seeker, drawn by an unseen force to reclaim what was lost, to gather the sacred shards that will restore cosmic harmony. As you move through the tall reeds, the water's edge glimmers with reflections of the awakening sky. The first fragment lies half buried beneath a cluster of lotus flowers, its smooth surface catching the light with an otherworldly sheen. You kneel, your hands trembling as you lift the piece, feeling the faint pulse of divine energy coursing through it. This is no mere relic, it is a fragment of the god himself, a vessel of sacred truth. The landscape around you is alive with signs of renewal and decay intertwined. Dragonflies dart above the water's surface, their iridescent wings flashing in the sun, while ancient papyrus stalks sway gently in the breeze. The distant cry of a heron echoes through the stillness, a reminder of life's fragile persistence even amidst loss. Carrying the fragment carefully, you press onward, guided by the whispers of the land and the steady beat of your own heart. The journey is both physical and spiritual, a pilgrimage through a world where the boundaries between mortal and divine blur. Every step you take echoes with the footsteps of those who have walked this path before, seekers and sages who understood the sacred cycle of death and rebirth. The second fragment awaits you beyond a cluster of palms, hidden beneath a blanket of sand and lotus petals. As you brush away the grains, the cool stone beneath your fingers reveals delicate hieroglyphs, symbols of life, protection, and eternal balance. The piece hums softly, a beacon calling you to bind it with the others, to restore the god's fractured form. Around you, the temple of the natural world unfolds in vivid detail. The blue sky stretches endlessly above, punctuated by the golden sun. The earth beneath your feet is rich and fertile, promising growth and regeneration. The dance of light and shadow plays upon your skin, weaving a tapestry of sacred geometry that connects you to the eternal. With each fragment gathered, a wave of quiet joy rises within you, a sense of purpose, a thread weaving you into the ancient tapestry of Osiris's story. The quest is arduous, but every piece reclaimed is a step toward healing, a testament to the power of devotion and resilience. You pause beside the river's edge, watching as the current carries fallen leaves and petals downstream, a gentle reminder that life is a cycle of constant movement and change. The pieces of Osiris's body, like these drifting leaves, are part of a larger whole, destined to return, to be reborn, carrying the sacred fragment. You press onward through the lush floodplains, where the air is thick with the mingling scents of blooming lotus and moist earth. The landscape is alive, teeming with life and mystery, its vivid colors painting a world both fragile and eternal. The sun climbs higher, its warmth bathing the reeds and water in a golden glow, sharpening the contrasts between shadow and light. You arrive at a quiet clearing near the riverbank, where the second piece of Osiris's form lies hidden beneath a tangle of papyrus and mud. The fragment gleams faintly under the sun's caress, etched with ancient symbols that seem to pulse with sacred power. You lower yourself carefully, brushing aside the soft earth, your fingers trembling as you lift the fragment free. The power within this piece feels alive, vibrating softly in your hands, a living heartbeat echoing the rhythm of the cosmos. You sense the god's presence intertwining with your own breath, a sacred connection forged through loss and hope. The weight of responsibility settles gently upon your shoulders, a call to protect, to restore, and to honor. The journey takes you deeper into the wetlands, where the waters shimmer beneath the endless blue sky, and the cries of birds weave a symphony that sings of life's resilience. Here, the line between the mortal world and the divine thins, and you feel the pulse of eternity beating in time with your heart. Isis's devotion is woven through this landscape like a golden thread, her sacred presence, a steady beacon guiding your steps. You imagine her hands, tender and resolute, moving through the shadows to gather each piece with reverence and love. Her magic is the force that binds shattered flesh and spirit, weaving the tapestry of rebirth. Each fragment you claim brings you closer to wholeness, not only for Osiris, but within yourself. You are becoming a vessel of transformation, a bearer of sacred trust charged with rekindling the eternal flame of life. The temple's walls echo silently around you, their carved hieroglyphs alive with the memory of cosmic cycles and divine justice. You pause to rest beneath the shade of a sycamore tree, its branches heavy with golden leaves that flutter gently in the warm breeze. The earth beneath is soft and yielding, alive with the promise of renewal. As you close your eyes, the sacred rhythm of the universe pulses through you, the eternal dance of death and resurrection, carried on the wings of the sun. Your journey is far from over, but each step forward is a prayer, a sacred act of devotion. The fragments of Osiris's broken form are not just relics of the past, they are keys to the future, gateways to transformation and eternal life. You cradle them carefully, feeling their ancient power course through your veins, intertwining your fate with the divine. The river flows steadily nearby, its surface glittering with reflected light and the dance of dragonflies. You know that, like this river, life moves forward, sometimes swift, sometimes slow, but always toward the horizon where dawn awaits. Your quest to gather Osiris's scattered pieces is a journey through this timeless flow, a pilgrimage to restore balance and hope. The sun now reaches its zenith, casting sharp, golden light that dances across the rippling waters of the Nile, illuminating the final stretch of your sacred quest. You move with a quiet determination, guided by unseen hands and the unwavering devotion of Isis, who walks beside you in spirit, her presence a warm embrace in the heat of the day. Ahead lies the last fragment of Osiris's divine form, hidden deep within a sacred grove where palms sway gently, their fronds whispering ancient lullabies to the breeze. The air here is thick with the scent of blooming lotus and rich earth, a sacred perfume that speaks of life's enduring pulse amidst decay. You approach with reverence, your hands steady despite the weight of the moment. The fragment lies nestled beneath a bed of soft reeds, its surface smooth and warm from the sun's caress. Symbols etched into its surface tell stories of cosmic balance, of death surrendered and life reborn. As you lift the piece, a surge of energy courses through you, binding your spirit to the eternal rhythm of the universe. The temple seems to sigh in relief, its stones glowing softly as the scattered pieces come together, woven into a whole once more. Isis's magic threads through the air, invisible yet powerful, sealing the fragments with sacred linen and whispered incantations that echo beyond time. You stand in the center of this ancient ritual, the keeper of a divine promise, the heart of Osiris, beating once again, steady and true. This is not merely a restoration of flesh and bone, but a cosmic renewal that reverberates through all creation, a testament to the enduring power of love, faith, and transformation. As the day wanes and shadows lengthen, you feel the sacred story settling into your bones, its eternal truth shining like the evening star. The silence around you is profound, filled with the sacred breath of the cosmos, a reminder that even in destruction, life finds a way to bloom anew. You are the last soul holding the heart, the guardian of a promise older than time itself. In your hands lies the sacred trust to carry this story forward, to honor the cycle of death and rebirth that sustains all things. The temple's quiet strength fills you, a steady beacon guiding you beyond the veil, into the endless dance of the gods. Now, with the fragments united and the heart restored, the eternal cycle turns once more, inviting you to walk the path of life, death, and renewal, a story without end. Whispered on the winds and written in the stars, the heart of Osiris pulses quietly within your grasp, a delicate yet powerful symbol of eternal truth and cosmic balance. You feel its weight, not merely physical, but spiritual, beating in harmony with the rhythms of the universe. This heart is more than an organ. It is the essence of life, the seat of the soul, and the keeper of all that is just and true. As you cradle it, the world around you seems to slow, the cacophony of existence fading into a soft hum of sacred silence. The temple walls glow with a warm light, hieroglyphs shimmering faintly, telling stories of judgment, renewal, and the eternal journey of the soul. The air carries the fragrance of lotus and frankincense, each breath a prayer woven into the fabric of time. You recall the ancient myth of the weighing of the heart, where the fate of souls is balanced against the feather of Ma'at, goddess of truth and order. This heart you hold is the last link between mortal and divine, a compass guiding the soul through the labyrinth of death and into the promise of rebirth. The weight of truth is heavy, yet within it lies the grace of redemption. The sacred organ's steady beat resonates deep within you, echoing the pulse of creation itself. It is a reminder that even in the face of chaos and destruction, there exists an unbreakable thread of order and hope. The promise that life, in all its forms, is cyclical and enduring, that death is but a doorway to transformation. You feel the heart's warmth spread through your hands, filling you with a sense of purpose and sacred duty. You are the bearer of this divine truth, the guardian entrusted with carrying Osiris's essence through shadowed realms and into the light of renewal. The journey ahead is fraught with challenges, but the power within this heart fortifies your spirit. Around you, the temple breathes with ancient energy. The flickering glow of oil lamps casts dancing shadows upon walls etched with cosmic symbols and divine decrees. The figure of Ma'at watches silently, her ostrich feather poised with grace, a symbol of balance that holds the universe together. Her presence is a quiet reassurance, a guiding force in the unfolding drama. You hold the heart close, feeling its steady rhythm guide your every step. The sacred duty before you is clear to carry this essence through trials, both earthly and spiritual, to honor the legacy of Osiris and uphold the eternal cycle of life and death. The journey is not only a quest for restoration, but an invitation to understand the delicate balance that sustains all existence. As you walk the path laid out by the gods, you become part of the cosmic dance, a living thread woven into the grand tapestry of creation. Now, the heart beats strong within you, a beacon of truth and hope that will light your way through the shadows and beyond. The temple's sacred atmosphere thickens as you move forward, heart held tenderly in your hands. The warm glow of oil lamps flickers across the carved sandstone walls, revealing scenes of judgment, renewal, and divine balance. Figures of gods and goddesses stand immortalized in stone and paint the serene visage of Osiris, the watchful gaze of Anubis with his sleek black jackal head, and the ever-present Ma'at holding her feather of truth with graceful authority. Your steps carry you deeper into the heart of this ancient sanctuary, where every shadow and light plays a part in the eternal story. The whispers of priests long gone seem to echo softly, their chants of protection and reverence weaving an unseen tapestry of power and hope. The scent of lotus and myrrh fills the air, mingling with the cool desert breeze that slips through open archways. The heart you bear is a sacred key, opening doors between worlds and binding mortal to divine. It carries the weight of judgment, the promise of resurrection, and the fragile hope of transformation. You sense the eyes of the gods upon you, not with accusation, but with quiet encouragement, as if acknowledging the vital role you play in this timeless dance. As you approach the central altar, you see the delicate scales of Ma'at, poised to weigh the heart against her feather of truth. The balance is perfect, a symbol of cosmic justice that holds the universe in harmony. The chamber hums with energy as the heart pulses gently, its rhythm in sync with the steady breathing of the sacred space. You pause to reflect on the journey so far, the fragments gathered, the devotion of Isis, and now the profound responsibility of carrying the heart itself. It is a trust bestowed not lightly, but with the certainty that through you, the eternal cycle will continue. In this moment, you feel the sacred pulse of Osiris within you, a steady flame of life that burns despite the darkness. The temple's silence is a living presence, wrapping you in its embrace, grounding you in the profound mystery of death and rebirth. You become both witness and participant, a keeper of ancient truths that transcend time. The journey ahead remains shrouded in mystery, but you are fortified by the heart's steady beat. Each breath you take is a prayer, each step a sacred act of devotion to the eternal story that binds all living things. The temple awaits your next move, the sacred path stretching onward into shadow and light. The final steps within the temple chamber unfold with reverence and solemn grace as you hold the heart of Osiris close. The air thickens with the mingling scents of sacred oils and burning incense, wrapping the space in a fragrant veil that feels both timeless and deeply intimate. The walls, adorned with vibrant hieroglyphs and cosmic scenes, seem to glow softly in the flickering light, each symbol a thread in the vast tapestry of existence. As you approach the altar, the scales of Ma'at stand ready, a delicate balance between the heart and the feather, truth and justice. The moment hangs suspended in sacred stillness, charged with the weight of eternity. You feel the pulse of the heart synchronize with the cosmic rhythm, a steady beat that transcends mortality and speaks of resurrection and eternal life. Isis's presence is palpable, her spirit woven into the temple's very stones. Her devotion, her love, and her unwavering faith in Osiris's return infuse the air with a gentle power that steadies your soul. You sense her hands guiding yours as you place the heart upon the scales, a silent prayer echoing through the chamber. The feather rests lightly beside the heart, a symbol of purity and cosmic order. As the scales tip ever so slightly, you understand the profound truth at the core of this ritual, the eternal balance that governs all life and death. The delicate dance between chaos and harmony. You close your eyes briefly, feeling the sacred energy flow through you, connecting you to the timeless story that stretches beyond the walls of the temple and across the endless sky. This is the heart of the mystery, the soul of the eternal cycle, death surrendered and life renewed, loss transformed into hope. The chamber breathes softly around you, the silence deep and full of meaning. The gods watch with patient eyes, their presence a gentle assurance that the sacred promise holds true. The journey you have undertaken, the fragments gathered, and the heart held are all part of the grand cosmic design. As the light dims and the temple settles into quiet reverence, you feel yourself part of something vast and enduring, a living thread in the eternal story of Osiris, the god who was shattered and made whole again. The heart you carry is not just a relic, but a beacon of transformation, a symbol of the sacred dance that sustains all existence, with the sacred balance restored. The path ahead opens into a realm of renewal and light, where the mysteries of life and death intertwine in an eternal embrace. You step forward with the heart beating strong within you, ready to carry the promise of rebirth into the endless dawn. Isis's sacred vigil continues beneath the vaulted ceilings of the temple, where flickering oil lamps cast golden halos on the walls, inscribed with divine symbols and celestial tales. The air is thick with the scent of myrrh and lotus, a fragrant veil that weaves around your senses and anchors you to the sacred space. Her eyes, luminous and unwavering, reflect centuries of devotion and a fierce determination that burns brighter than the temple's flames. You watch as Isis moves with grace and purpose, her hands weaving ancient magic through the air, drawing threads of life and love to mend what has been broken. She is both goddess and mother, protector and healer, the eternal embodiment of resilience. Her throne-shaped crown glimmers softly under the sacred light, a symbol of her unyielding strength and spiritual authority. The temple itself seems to respond to her presence, the carved stones humming with renewed energy, as if awakening from a long slumber. The hieroglyphs along the walls shimmer faintly, telling stories of Osiris's return and the cosmic balance restored through her sacred acts. Each gesture Isis makes is a prayer, each movement a ritual that breathes life into the sacred fragments gathered with such care. You feel the pulse of her magic in the air, a tangible force that knits together flesh and spirit, death and rebirth. Her quiet vigil is not just for Osiris, but for the entire cosmos, a sacred promise that from destruction comes renewal. From silence comes song. The gentle strength of Isis fills the chamber, a steady beacon in the midst of shadow and light. As you stand beside her, the weight of the moment settles deeply within your heart. You are witness and participant in this divine dance, a thread woven into the fabric of eternal transformation. The story unfolding here is ancient yet ever new, a sacred testament to the power of love and devotion to transcend even the darkest of nights. Around you, the temple's sacred geometry comes alive, the rising sun painted above the entrance, the intertwined symbols of life and death carved into the altar, the eternal eye watching silently from the highest pillar. All speak of balance, harmony, and the unbreakable cycle that governs all existence. Isis's vigil is a song of hope and resilience, a reminder that even in moments of shattering loss, the spirit endures. Her presence carries you gently forward, deeper into the sacred mystery where the heart of Osiris beats steadily once more. The evening deepens outside the temple walls, casting long shadows that stretch like ancient fingers across the sands of time. Within the sacred sanctuary, the flickering light of oil lamps dances upon Isis's serene face, illuminating the lines etched by centuries of unwavering devotion. Her hands, steady and sure, move in a slow, rhythmic weave, a tapestry of magic spun from love, loss, and undying faith. As you watch, the air thickens with a palpable energy, the invisible threads of her power weaving through the temple's stone and into the very fabric of the cosmos. The sacred fragments of Osiris's form glow faintly, their edges softened by the tender magic of restoration. Each piece seems to pulse with renewed life, a testament to the strength of a love that refuses to be broken. The temple's ancient walls bear silent witness to this ritual of healing, their hieroglyphs whispering stories of gods who have walked the path before of death, surrendered, of darkness embraced, and of light reborn. The scent of frankincense curls through the air, mingling with the cool desert breeze that slips softly through the open arches. You feel the weight of Isis's sacred vigil pressing gently on your spirit, a quiet reminder that even in the depths of despair, hope is never extinguished. Her magic is both a balm and a beacon, guiding the scattered pieces back toward wholeness, restoring balance to a world teetering on the edge of chaos. Nearby, the figure of Anubis stands watch, his sleek jackal head silhouetted against the glow of a bronze oil lamp. His amber eyes gleam with solemn vigilance, a guardian of souls and guide through the shadowed realms. Though silent, his presence fills the chamber with a profound sense of protection and solemn duty. The rhythm of Isis's chant rises and falls, a soft melody that carries the weight of centuries and the promise of renewal. The sacred altar glows with an otherworldly light, the hieroglyphs shimmering in response to the ancient incantations. You are drawn deeper into this sacred space, feeling the powerful currents of magic and devotion that flow unseen but deeply felt. The night stretches on, timeless and still. As Isis's vigil continues without pause, her strength is a quiet force, unwavering and eternal, a testament to the enduring power of love to heal even the most profound wounds. In her presence, you find a calm that settles over your soul, a gentle assurance that the cycle of life and death will continue as it always has. You stand as witness to this sacred act, feeling the threads of the ancient story weaving through your own being. The temple is alive with the pulse of transformation, and you are part of the eternal dance, a living thread in the tapestry of gods and mortals. As the sacred vigil stretches into the quiet hours of the night, the temple becomes a vessel of living memory and profound magic. Isis's presence fills the space with a radiant energy, a blend of maternal love and divine power that seems to pulse with the heartbeat of the universe itself. Her hands move with practiced grace, weaving a protective web of enchantment that binds not only the scattered fragments of Osiris, but the very fabric of reality. The soft glow of flickering lamps casts long shadows that dance upon the stone walls, illuminating scenes of cosmic balance, the eternal struggle between order and chaos, life and death. You feel the weight of these stories pressing gently on your spirit, as if the temple itself breathes with the sacred rhythm of the ages. Anubis remains a silent sentinel, his amber eyes glowing faintly in the half-light. A guardian of souls who walks the threshold between worlds. His steady presence offers a quiet reassurance, a reminder that even in the depths of the underworld, protection and guidance endure. The leather straps and sacred amulets adorning his form catch the light, symbols of his solemn duty and unwavering vigilance. Isis's chant rises in a gentle crescendo, a song older than time that resonates deep within your bones. The air vibrates with her sacred magic, stitching together flesh and spirit, darkness and light, death and rebirth. The fragments of Osiris, now bound and whole once more, pulse softly with the energy of resurrection. A beacon of hope that shines through the veil of shadow. You close your eyes, feeling the sacred pulse of life beating within the heart. You carry the essence of Osiris reborn through love and devotion. The silence around you is no longer empty, but full of promise, a quiet song that carries the eternal story forward. The temple's walls seem to glow with a soft, golden light as dawn approaches, the first rays of morning sun spilling through the arches and casting a warm embrace upon the sacred space. The story you have become part of is a living testament to resilience, transformation, and the enduring power of faith. In this moment, you understand that the Vigil of Isis is not just an ancient ritual, but a timeless dance of love and renewal, a sacred promise that even in shattering loss, life finds a way to bloom anew. You are the keeper of this story, the bearer of a heart that beats with the eternal rhythm of the cosmos. With the dawn's light washing over you, the temple settles into a peaceful silence, the sacred cycle turning once more. The heart of Osiris beats strong within you, a living flame that will guide the path ahead. Through shadow and light, death and life, forever intertwined. You step softly into the shadowed halls of the underworld, a realm where light is scarce, but mysteries abound. The air here is thick and cool, tinged with the scent of ancient stone, and sacred herbs burned in tiny braziers. The path before you winds through corridors carved with hieroglyphs that tell stories of souls journeying beyond the mortal veil. Each step echoes softly, a rhythmic pulse in the stillness, marking your passage into the realm ruled by Osiris, god of the afterlife. The walls shimmer faintly under the flicker of oil lamps, their painted surfaces alive with scenes of judgment and transformation. You pass towering statues of Anubis, the jackal-headed guardian, his gaze unwavering as he watches over the souls that enter this sacred domain. His presence is both comforting and formidable, a sentinel who guides and protects in equal measure. You feel the weight of countless souls who have walked these paths before you, their hopes, fears, and prayers etched into the very stones. The journey through the underworld is not one of fear, but of reverence, a passage that all must face. Here, the veil between life and death is thin, and every shadow holds a story waiting to be heard. As you move deeper, you encounter the Hall of Two Truths, where the heart of the deceased is weighed against the feather of Ma'at, goddess of truth and cosmic order. The chamber is vast and silent, its walls adorned with intricate carvings depicting the eternal balance that sustains the universe. You watch as the scales tip delicately, a moment of divine judgment that determines the fate of the soul. The stillness of the hall envelops you, a sacred pause that holds the breath of eternity. You feel the presence of Osiris here, his form regal and serene, crowned with the white etched, draped in the finest linen robes dyed in ochre and lapis blue, his eyes carved with infinite patience. Meet yours, inviting you to understand the profound journey of transformation that lies ahead. You walk on, guided by the steady pulse of the cosmic rhythm. The underworld is not a place of despair, but of passage, a necessary transformation where the soul sheds its mortal bindings to be reborn anew. The silence here is sacred, filled with the echoes of ancient prayers and the quiet song of the divine. Around you, the temple's architecture speaks of balance and harmony. Columns rise like trees, their capitals carved with lotus blossoms and papyrus reeds, symbols of life and regeneration. The floor beneath your feet is cool and smooth, etched with the paths of stars and the cycles of the moon. You pause to breathe deeply, feeling the cool air fill your lungs and steady your heart. This journey is as much within as without, a descent into the mysteries of the soul where fear dissolves into understanding and darkness gives way to light. Your steps carry you forward, each one a sacred act of trust in the eternal cycle. The underworld's shadows hold no menace, only the promise of renewal and the unbroken dance of life and death. Deeper into the underworld you move, the dim light flickering against towering walls carved with tales of souls past, their journeys through judgment, transformation, and rebirth etched into every surface. The heavy scent of frankincense and burnt cedar lingers, wrapping around you like an ancient prayer, grounding your spirit even as you traverse this realm between worlds. Here, the guardians watch silently, their presence both a comfort and a reminder of the sacred laws that govern the passage. Anubis stands sentinel, with his sleek black jackal head gleaming in the low light, eyes glowing with eternal vigilance. His solemn gaze meets yours briefly, a silent pact of protection and guidance as you continue your sacred journey. You pass through halls where the walls depict the weighing of hearts, a ritual as old as time itself. The scales of Ma'at, goddess of truth and order, are suspended in golden balance, awaiting the judgment that will decide the soul's fate. You feel the gravity of this moment pressing softly upon your chest, the weight of cosmic justice as real and palpable as the stones beneath your feet. Beyond the judgment chamber lies the field of reeds, a paradise where souls who pass the test find eternal peace and renewal. The landscape here is lush and vibrant, a stark contrast to the shadowed corridors left behind. Golden fields stretch beneath endless blue skies, reeds whispering softly in a gentle breeze that carries the songs of life everlasting. You feel a profound sense of calm here, a sacred stillness that fills every corner of your being. The field of reeds is not just a place, but a state of grace, a timeless garden where the cycle of life and death resolves into harmony and hope. The presence of Osiris is strongest here, his form radiant with divine light, crowned with the white and red crowns, united a symbol of his dominion over all Egypt, living and dead. As you wander this sacred space, you notice the subtle signs of eternal life: lotus flowers blooming in shimmering ponds, birds soaring across golden skies, and gentle rivers reflecting the light of distant stars. Each element speaks to the profound promise that death is but a passage, a return to the source of all being. The journey through the underworld is more than a physical passage. It is a transformation of the soul. You feel yourself shedding old fears and doubts, stepping into a deeper understanding of the eternal dance that connects all things. The silence here is not empty, but full of sacred sound, the heartbeat of the cosmos itself. You walk slowly, savoring each step as a prayer, each breath as a gift. The stories carved into the temple's walls, the sacred rituals of judgment and rebirth, and the gentle presence of the gods all weave together into a living tapestry that enfolds you in its timeless embrace. In this sacred realm, you are both traveler and witness, participant and observer in a cosmic cycle that transcends time and space. The journey is far from over, but with each step, you move closer to the heart of the eternal mystery, the promise of life renewed and darkness overcome. As you move further into the eternal expanse of the underworld, the landscape shifts subtly, blending shadow with light, mortality with divinity. The soft murmurs of the sacred hymns rise and fall like the tides, wrapping around you in an endless embrace. The path ahead is lined with statues of forgotten kings and goddesses, their faces worn, but their power undiminished. Standing guard over the passage of souls, you come upon the Hall of Ancestors, where the spirits of those who have walked this path before await their final rest. The air is thick with reverence and memory, the walls echoing with whispered stories of valor, sacrifice, and redemption. Here, time seems to fold back upon itself, and the boundary between past and present blurs into a seamless continuum. Among these ancestral spirits, you sense the presence of Osiris more strongly than ever. His form, regal and serene, is bathed in a luminous glow that softens the shadows. Crowned with the united white and red crowns of Upper and Lower Egypt, he stands as a beacon of hope and eternal life. His eyes, deep pools of cosmic wisdom, meet yours with gentle assurance. You feel the weight of the heart in your hands, the sacred organ that holds the essence of truth and justice, beating steadily, a rhythmic pulse that echoes the very heartbeat of the universe. The scales of Ma'at await, balanced delicately in the sacred chamber nearby, poised to measure the soul's purity against the feather of cosmic order. The journey you have undertaken is both an external quest and an internal transformation. The broken god restored, the scattered pieces gathered, and the heart held close all serve as mirrors reflecting your own path through darkness and light, loss and renewal. In this hallowed space, you understand that the story of Osiris is not just an ancient myth, but a living truth, a promise that life persists beyond death, that love and devotion can heal even the deepest wounds, and that every ending is but a new beginning. The temple's silence deepens, filled with the sacred breath of the cosmos, a quiet song that carries the eternal story forward. You stand as a keeper of this sacred legacy, a guardian of the heart that beats strong within you, ready to carry its light beyond the veil into the endless dawn. The journey continues beyond the sacred halls, where the land opens into vast deserts and fertile riverbanks bathed in the radiant glow of the Egyptian sun. Here, the pulse of life beats strong, intertwined with the eternal rhythms of the cosmos. The story of Osiris, once shattered and now slowly mended, resonates through the golden sands and whispering reeds. You walk among the palm groves and temples where generations have gathered to honor the gods and celebrate the cycles of death and rebirth. The sky overhead is a brilliant azure, a stark contrast to the warm gold of the earth beneath your feet. This land holds the memory of countless rituals, ceremonies of light and shadow, offerings to the divine, and prayers for renewal. Amidst the bustling villages and tranquil fields, the presence of Osiris lingers like a sacred thread woven through the fabric of daily life. Statues carved from black stone, their surfaces polished smooth by centuries of devotion, stand sentinel in temple courtyards. The falcon-headed Horus watches from his perch, protector of the living and avenger of his father's fall, his eyes sharp and unwavering. The people move through their days marked by the eternal cycles, their lives a reflection of the cosmic dance unfolding above. Fields are sown and harvested with reverence. Festivals mark the passage of seasons, and sacred hymns rise to the heavens in praise and supplication. You feel the hum of this living tradition, the heartbeat of a civilization deeply connected to the mysteries of life and death in the midst of this vibrant world. The story of Osiris is ever present, a reminder of the fragile balance between chaos and order, destruction and creation. The heart you carry is a symbol not only of divine power, but of human resilience, a testament to the enduring spirit that survives even the harshest trials. You pause by the river's edge, watching as the water flows steadily toward the distant sea. The Nile, lifeblood of Egypt, carries with it the promise of renewal and the sacred cycle that sustains all living things. The river's surface shimmers with the reflection of the sun, a mirror to the endless sky and the eternal dance of light. As the day unfolds, you become part of this timeless rhythm, moving with the flow of water, sun, and sand, connected to the ancient stories that have shaped the land and its people. The sacred journey continues, a path of healing and transformation that reaches beyond the temple walls and into the very heart of life itself. As the sun climbs higher, casting long shadows that dance across the golden sands, you find yourself immersed in the vibrant tapestry of daily life that unfolds beneath the watchful eyes of the gods. The village hums with activity, farmers tend their fields with patient hands, children play beneath date palms, and artisans craft offerings destined for the temples. Every gesture, every breath, is steeped in reverence for the sacred cycles that govern existence. In the heart of the village, a temple stands proud and timeless, its walls adorned with scenes depicting Osiris's story, the betrayal, the scattering, and the promise of resurrection. The stone statues that line its courtyards bear witness to this eternal saga, their polished surfaces catching the sunlight and reflecting the devotion of generations past. You sense their silent presence, a bridge between mortal and divine, guiding you through the unfolding journey. The air is rich with the scent of lotus blossoms and burning incense, mingling with the earthy aroma of freshly turned soil. Women gather by the river to weave baskets from reeds, their fingers deft and practiced, while elders recount ancient tales beneath the shade of sycamores. The rhythm of life here is slow and steady, a sacred dance that mirrors the cycles of the sun and stars. You are drawn to the temple's inner sanctum, where the statue of Isis stands with serene grace, her throne-shaped crown gleaming softly in the filtered light. Her eyes hold the wisdom of ages, a mother's fierce love and a guardian's unwavering strength. Beside her, Horus spreads his wings, protector of the living, his falcon head poised and vigilant. The stories carved into the temple's stones pulse with life, inviting you to step deeper into the sacred narrative. You feel the presence of Osiris, restored and whole, his heart beating with the eternal promise of renewal. The sacred cycle continues. Death yields to life, darkness to light, endings to beginnings. As the afternoon sun warms the land, you wander among the fields where the Nile's waters nourish the earth. The crops sway gently in the breeze, golden grains bending toward the sky in a silent prayer of gratitude. Here, in the fertile soil, the essence of Osiris's resurrection takes tangible form, a living testament to the power of rebirth and the endless dance of creation. The village and its people are woven into this sacred story, their lives a reflection of the eternal rhythms that govern all things, through toil and celebration, loss and renewal. They embody the divine cycle that Osiris's myth reveals, a cycle you now carry within your own heart. As the sun dips low on the horizon, painting the sky with hues of amber and crimson, the sacred landscape around you takes on an ethereal glow. The temple's stones seem to hum with quiet power, the stories etched into their surfaces, whispering promises of transformation and eternal life. The golden light filters through swaying palms, casting long shadows that dance gently across the earth. You stand among the villagers as they prepare for the evening ritual, a celebration of Osiris's return, and the cosmic balance restored through love and devotion. The air is filled with the soft melodies of flutes and the rhythmic beat of drums, the music weaving through the gathering like an ancient spell. Lanterns carved from alabaster and bronze flicker, their flames casting a warm, inviting light. In the center of the courtyard, an altar draped with rich linens and adorned with lotus bowls overflows with offerings, fresh bread, fragrant herbs, and the first fruits of the harvest. The community gathers here, their faces illuminated by hope and reverence, united in their participation in the sacred cycle. You feel their collective breath, a living prayer that rises to the heavens and intertwines with the divine. Isis's presence is felt strongly in this sacred space, her image carved into the altar's stone, her eyes eternal and watchful. The story of Osiris's dismemberment and resurrection is not merely myth, but a living truth that shapes the lives of those who honor it. Through ritual and remembrance, the people connect to the cosmic dance, embracing the promise that from death springs life anew. You are part of this ancient rhythm now, your heart beating in time with the drums, your spirit lifted by the prayers that echo through the night. The sacred promise you carry, the heart of Osiris, glows softly within, a beacon of light and hope that transcends time and space. As the stars emerge overhead, their distant fires mirrored in the eyes of the gathered, you feel the profound truth of the eternal cycle settle deep within your soul. The dance of life and death continues, a sacred song that carries all beings through shadow and light, loss and renewal. The temple's silence deepens once more, a gentle breath held between worlds. You stand as guardian and witness, keeper of the sacred heart and bearer of the eternal promise. The story of Osiris lives on, whispered on the wind and written in the stars, a testament to the resilience of the spirit and the enduring power of love. The dawn breaks gently over the horizon, casting a soft, rosy light upon the vast temple complex that rises like a sacred monument from the desert sands. You walk through ancient stone archways, where the air is cool and filled with the whispers of millennia. The journey you have undertaken brings you now to the heart of the divine, the sacred resting place of Osiris, the god whose story you carry with reverence and awe. The temple's walls bear the weight of countless stories, their hieroglyphs shimmering softly in the morning light. Each symbol is a thread in the tapestry of cosmic order, weaving tales of gods and mortals, of life, death, and resurrection. The carved figures of deities watch silently, their expressions serene yet commanding, reminding you of the eternal balance they uphold. You pause before the grand statue of Osiris himself, towering and regal, crowned with the white hedjet of Upper Egypt. His form wrapped in linen, dyed the deepest lapis and ochre. His eyes seem to glow with the light of the eternal sun, a beacon guiding souls through shadow and renewal. In one hand, he holds the crook, a symbol of kingship and care. In the other, the flail, emblematic of power and fertility. The sacred heart you bear pulses steadily, its rhythm syncing with the slow breath of the temple itself. Around you, The silence is profound, broken only by the faint rustling of desert winds through distant palms and the soft footfalls of unseen attendants. This is a moment of stillness, a sacred pause before the unfolding of the next chapter in your journey. The story of Osiris is more than myth. It is a living narrative of transformation, a cosmic promise etched into stone and soul. You feel the weight of this legacy pressing gently upon your spirit. A call to carry forth the eternal dance of death and rebirth. The temple's sacred geometry surrounds you, columns rising like trees with capitals carved in lotus and papyrus, symbols of life's endless renewal. As you move through the temple's inner sanctum, you sense the presence of Isis once more, her throne-shaped crown glowing softly in the filtered light. Her gaze holds you steady, a fierce and tender strength that anchors the sacred ritual. The air hums with the power of ancient incantations, woven through time and space, binding past to present and mortal to divine. You step lightly across the cool stone floor, feeling the pulse of the cosmos beneath your feet. The journey is far from over, but each breath you take draws you deeper into the sacred mystery, the eternal cycle that sustains all life and carries the promise of renewal. The sacred light within the temple shifts as the day deepens, filtering through the high windows and casting intricate patterns across the ancient stone floors. The air vibrates softly with the echoes of prayers and rituals performed over countless generations, each one a thread in the living tapestry of devotion that binds this place to the divine. You move with reverence toward the central altar, where offerings of lotus blossoms, alabaster jars filled with fragrant oils, and bowls of fresh water rest in quiet dignity. These tokens of faith carry the hopes of mortals and gods alike, a testament to the enduring bond between humanity and the sacred. Your gaze lingers on the finely carved statue of Anubis, the jackal-headed guardian of the dead, his amber eyes glowing faintly in the soft light. His stance is both protective and solemn, a silent sentinel who watches over the passage of souls and the sacred rituals that ensure their safe journey. The leather straps across his chest bear intricate symbols of protection and power, shimmering as they catch the flickering flame of an oil lamp nearby. The story of Osiris's resurrection pulses through the temple like a heartbeat, its rhythm steady and sure. You feel this pulse resonate within your own chest, a sacred connection that binds you to the eternal cycle of life, death, and rebirth. The promise held within the god's restored heart is a beacon of hope that lights the path through even the darkest shadows. Around you, the temple's walls come alive with the soft glow of painted scenes, cosmic battles, divine judgments, and the eternal dance of the sun and moon. Each image is a story, a lesson, a sacred truth etched into stone and color. The hieroglyphs speak in silent language, inviting you to listen deeply and understand the profound mysteries they guard. You breathe deeply, the scent of myrrh and lotus filling your lungs, grounding you in this sacred moment. The weight of your responsibility to carry the heart, to honor the story, to uphold the cosmic balance weighs gently but firmly upon you. It is a task of devotion, humility, and courage, one that connects you to the gods and the eternal rhythms of the universe. The temple hums softly as the day wanes, the fading light casting long shadows that stretch like ancient fingers across the stones. You stand poised at the threshold of transformation, ready to embrace the next phase of this timeless journey, the unfolding of life renewed and the sacred promise carried forward. As twilight descends upon the temple, a tranquil hush settles over the sacred space, enfolding you in a blanket of reverence and profound stillness. The The flickering flames of oil lamps cast dancing shadows on walls etched with stories of gods and mortals entwined in an eternal embrace. The story of Osiris, now whole and radiant, lingers in the air like a sacred hymn, a timeless melody woven into the very stones. You stand before the altar, heart beating in harmony with the rhythm of the universe, holding the sacred heart, the symbol of truth, justice, and eternal life. The soft glow of the golden feather of Ma'at rests beside it, delicate and pure, the balance of cosmic order poised to reveal the fate of all souls. Isis's presence is felt deeply here, her fierce love and unwavering faith a luminous thread connecting the past, present, and future. Her throne-shaped crown gleams softly in the lamplight, a symbol of her eternal guardianship and the unbreakable bond that sustains the sacred cycle. The temple breathes around you, its ancient walls alive with the power of transformation. The hieroglyphs shimmer faintly, telling of journeys through darkness, trials of judgment, and the promise of rebirth that flows endlessly through time. You are part of this sacred narrative, a living vessel of the eternal dance between death and life. As the night deepens, the silence becomes a sacred song, carrying the echoes of prayers and blessings whispered across generations. You feel the profound weight and gentle grace of this moment, a testament to the resilience of the spirit and the enduring power of love to heal and renew. With the heart restored and the cosmic balance upheld, the path before you stretches into the endless dawn, a journey of light and shadow, loss and renewal, eternal and divine. You carry within you the sacred promise of Osiris, a beacon of hope shining brightly against the vastness of the universe. The first light of dawn seeps softly through the temple's towering columns, illuminating the sacred space where countless rituals have been performed to honor Osiris, the eternal god of life, death, and rebirth. You awaken here, wrapped in the timeless embrace of the temple, feeling the sacred energy that pulses quietly beneath the ancient stones. The story you have carried thus far reaches its crescendo, the final steps in the eternal cycle, the culmination of love, loss, and transformation. You move through the temple with reverence, your footsteps gentle upon the cool, worn floor. The air is filled with the faint fragrance of lotus and sandalwood, scents that have carried prayers for millennia. Your eyes trace the intricate carvings on the walls, scenes of cosmic battles, divine judgment, and the eternal dance between light and darkness. Here, the story of Osiris reaches its profound conclusion, a promise fulfilled, a heart restored. The sacred altar stands before you, its surface adorned with offerings of fresh lotus flowers, alabaster jars filled with fragrant oils, and bowls of purified water. This altar is the heart of the temple, the meeting point between mortal devotion and divine grace, the heart of Osiris, once shattered and now whole. Rests here a symbol of eternal life and cosmic balance. Isis's presence fills the space like a radiant light, her throne-shaped crown glowing softly in the morning sun. Her eyes, filled with fierce love and wisdom, meet yours with unspoken understanding. She embodies the eternal guardian, the mother who nurtures the cycle of life and death with unwavering devotion. Her strength is the foundation upon which the sacred story stands. As you stand in this holy space, the pulse of the heart beats steadily within you, a living rhythm that connects you to the cosmos. The scales of Ma'at, goddess of truth and order, hang poised nearby, ready to weigh the soul against the feather of cosmic justice. The balance is delicate, the promise of harmony hanging in the air like a whispered prayer. This is the moment of transformation, the point where endings give way to beginnings, where the shattered is made whole. and where love transcends even the boundaries of death. You feel the weight and grace of this sacred truth settle deeply within your being, a reminder that life's cycles are eternal, and that hope shines brightest in the darkest hours. The temple breathes around you, alive with the power of this final ritual. The ancient stones hum with energy, the hieroglyphs glow faintly, and the air is thick with the presence of God's ancestors and the eternal pulse of creation. You are both witness and participant in this divine dance, a thread woven into the fabric of the cosmos itself. The temple's sacred chamber hums with an energy both ancient and alive, where shadows dance with the flicker of oil lamps and the scent of sacred incense lingers in the still air. Around you, the carved stone walls tell tales of gods and mortals intertwined in the eternal cycle of death and rebirth. The story of Osiris, whole once more, unfolds like a living tapestry woven from threads of love, loss, and divine grace. You step closer to the altar, where the heart of Osiris pulses softly beneath the veil of sacred linen. Its steady rhythm resonates deep within your own chest, a reminder of the eternal promise carried through the ages. This heart is the beacon that guides souls through the shadowed realms, a symbol of truth and cosmic balance that transcends time itself. Isis stands beside you in spirit, her presence a gentle flame that warms the cold stone. Her eyes shine with fierce devotion and unyielding strength, the throne-shaped crown upon her head glowing softly with divine light. She is the mother of resurrection, the weaver of miracles, whose love restores what was once broken. The scales of Ma'at hang poised nearby, their delicate balance reflecting the eternal order that sustains the universe. The feather of truth rests lightly against the heart, a symbol of justice and purity that weighs the soul's fate. You feel the solemn weight of this moment, the delicate harmony between light and shadow, life and death, chaos and order. Around you, the temple breathes with the sacred song of renewal. The hieroglyphs shimmer faintly, their stories alive in the flickering light. The rhythmic chant of ancient prayers seems to echo softly through the chamber, a lullaby that soothes and strengthens the soul. You become one with this sacred narrative, your spirit woven into the eternal dance of creation. As twilight deepens outside the temple, a profound calm settles within you. The heart you carry glows with the light of resurrection, its beat steady and true. You are the keeper of this sacred flame, the guardian of a promise that transcends the boundaries of life and death. The temple's silence envelops you like a gentle embrace, filled with the quiet power of the cosmos. You stand at the threshold of eternity, ready to carry the story forward, an eternal witness to the sacred dance of Osiris, Isis, and the eternal heart that beats within. As the first light of dawn breaks over the temple's ancient stones, a profound stillness fills the sacred space, wrapping around you like a gentle cloak of peace and reverence. The story of Osiris, once fractured and now whole, resonates through the air, a living hymn that echoes across time and space. The heart you have carried pulses steadily within your hands, a beacon of eternal life and cosmic balance. The temple breathes softly with the power of transformation, its walls glowing faintly with the light of the rising sun. The hieroglyphs shimmer with the tales of gods and mortals intertwined in the eternal dance of death and rebirth. Isis's presence lingers like a warm flame, her throne-shaped crown radiant with divine strength and maternal love. You stand as guardian and witness to the sacred promise, the eternal cycle of life renewed, of death surrendered, and transformed. The scales of Maat rest balanced, a symbol of truth and justice that sustains the cosmos. The heart, now reunited with its divine form, beats with a rhythm that binds all creation. In this moment, the temple and the cosmos seem to merge, a seamless whole of light, shadow, and sacred silence. The story you carry is not just ancient myth, but a living truth, a testament to the resilience of the spirit, the power of love, and the promise of eternal renewal. As the morning light floods the chamber, you feel the sacred pulse within you deepen, a steady flame that will guide you through the cycles of life and death, shadow and light. The heart of Osiris is yours to hold a living legacy, a sacred trust, and an eternal beacon of hope. Now, the story of Osiris rests gently in your heart, a sacred rhythm echoing through the corridors of time, a testament to love's power to mend what was once broken. In the silence that follows, feel the steady beat of that eternal heart, a pulse that carries you through shadow and light, loss and renewal. Breathe in the soft fragrance of lotus and myrrh lingering in the air, and exhale the weight of fear, doubt, and sorrow. You are part of an unbroken cycle, woven into the fabric of the cosmos, a living thread in the dance of death and rebirth. Each breath you take is a prayer, each moment a step toward transformation. The temple's walls fade into the soft glow of dawn's first light, the sacred stories carved into stone now a quiet whisper in the breeze. The flicker of distant candles grows dim, replaced by the gentle warmth of the rising sun. Let the silence wrap around you like a comforting embrace, grounding you in the present while connecting you to the eternal. Remember that even in moments of loss, there is hope carried on the wings of devotion, resilience, and sacred love. The heart you hold is a beacon of that hope, a reminder that life is a cycle without end, and that every ending holds the promise of a new beginning. So now, lie back and let your breath settle, soft and steady, like the gentle waves of the Nile at twilight. Feel the peace that comes from knowing you are part of a sacred story, one that transcends time and space, darkness and light. You've carried the heart of Osiris through shadow and silence. Now let that sacred pulse carry you into your day, filled with quiet strength and gentle wisdom. Ready for a beautiful day, my friend?